Alrighty, after a lot, and I do mean a lot of things that have been preoccupying my time as of late, as well as some internet issues. Hopefully they don't keep going as I try to continue this series. I am back with more Final Fantasy XIV story. Rather than you guys just watching me tackle a boss and wipe against it over and over and over again. Okay, now we need to talk to Alphino to complete the quest that we were doing before. Where have you been, Vakala? The false Inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes, well, his was a tale always light to end in bloodshed. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments. Yeah. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you not to revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pay Lord Drillamon a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow him on. Okay. As you may have noticed, the armor that I was wearing has changed, as well as the weapons. I've been a little busy with some content off-stream, which you guys will see. We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Ghislaine would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand. But you must understand that it seemed too much to hope that the scions of the Seven Thorns still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, to the Dravanians that now hold the ruin. In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we've been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun or removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Kurthis, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Drillamon, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nathalane of your impending visit. May Helone guide you, scions. Okay, looks like now I get to enter the Stone Vigil. I think. Let's go. Hail, Vakala. Lord Drillamon has apprised me of the situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. Yep, there it is. Now let's undersize the party. I can do that for a lot of the dungeons. But there are some I won't be able to do that for. Here we go. Stone Vigil. Alright, let's do this. So I should probably check my settings to make sure that any cutscene that is in this dungeon will play rather than be skipped outright. Yep. Here we go. Hello. And goodbye. I suppose I should keep an eye out for treasure coffers so I can get some gear for some classes that aren't from a reasonable for that matter. Certain I didn't miss anything. Okay, let's go in and take this bad boy out. Blue steel. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to use that for. I'm not gonna be able to use that for another 9 levels. My machinist is 32 currently. I need to be 41 to be able to use that. Hi guys. Vigil boots. Oh, those are just for Disciples of War. Let's get a good look around, see if we didn't miss anything. No? Okay. Well, alright then. That was going to give me a headpiece I already had. Vigil Eye Patch for Disciple of War. Vigil Tights for Disciple of Magic. After I get Machinist and Blacksmith, after I've got an Iron Warrior to go. So I just end up being good. I'll end up getting gear for classes that I will be leveling. Vigil Starwell. That's Disciple of War, okay. Bye. Do I need a key? Oh, no, okay. Cutscene! Look, it's the Enterprise. Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. Is not a concern. We've come for the airship, and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Bakama, you stay here and keep an eye on the east. Wait, we may need you to provide a distraction until we're ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? Now settle it then, shall we, Sid? As you command. Interesting. Most interesting. And you are aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests? A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Ixal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you would best dispel. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of the Freets, bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle. Assuming, of course, you live that long. Alphino, the dragon! Found it all. Let us see how well your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bearer. Vakama! Vakama, are you alright? Speak to me! 12 be praised. I feared the beast had injured you. I see now why others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of that etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already, which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go and see what he has to say. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I would like nothing more than to set a course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. It's no use. Let's go. How I have longed for to be able to climb into the Trogswood. I will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Rascardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? Into the eye of the storm. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of an airship, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way. A way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements. But of course, that's it! We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Vakama. You speak of the manifestations of over-respected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace. Which has been a cause for great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind aspect of the ether comprising Garuda's barrier into ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertine, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time with the church. Well, Marquis met him. Well, Marquis met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was as a result of these conversations that poor Marquis was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Vakama, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Alrighty, I can't drive on the road. Hey, Leo Dragonheart hit level 17. Good on you, mate. I'm Professor Lambertine. Beg pardon? You wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. So rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. 'Tis even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impressions, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand. Did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Ye gods, man! At least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure from its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you'll be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at High Bridge. Explain to him your request, and he shall instruct you on the finer points of crystal harvesting. Okay! First I gotta find the way out. Yep, here it is. I've played this game before, I swear! There we go. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertaine. You thieving knave! I shall call for the... Oh. You say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Excuse me. Oof, that came out of nowhere. Oh, fraptious day, Kalu Kalay. Okay. That I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Asako, greatest of Professor Lambertaine's pupil, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that not but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters of the murderous Muronites lies the most fantastic formation I've ever found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Perhaps place it within the watered pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution, and you shall surely succeed. Okay, I'll fly. Bye! Of course, it's not probably going to want to get with a quick. Yep, there it is. You're not going to fly no higher, but still, I'm already over. I think I might have stated this before, but while I am able to fly in these areas, I had to complete the main scenario around the corner. Ah, here it is. Now to fly back. Whee! I'm not trying to fly higher, silly game. I see you've come galumphing back. Have you brought the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal! Professor Lambertine will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do you remember to recount how I helped... Oh, that's my lady been long enough. Oh, and upon your return, do you remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting? Or, I could conveniently leave that part out. Nah, I'll tell you something. My keen scholar sense tells me that you have obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would never have sent you to Hasako. But what is science if not trial and error? Can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldesian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you all right? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sienna, claims to have discovered another promising site in the eastern Lenosha. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lenosha is where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lenosha, Pharaoh Sirius, on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning. Something to do with one of Dalamud's talents or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Airport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Siena's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Okay, now to Elport. Boop. Eh? Corrupted crystals? Sir, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. Well, I'll be damned! Professor Lambertine did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems you got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sienna, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bids you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wrestling information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. Hello, sorry to drop in. Ah! You startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all this fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Sorry, Chica. Eh! Ah, too close. There we go. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lad. Are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. As if I haven't defied my fair share of death. Do I look like some adventurer just starting out? No, I don't. I look like an accomplished veteran. Oh. Look out below? The Isles of Umbra? What interest have you in that god's forsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Nope. I am too used to playing a game where I have to push the control stick into sprint. Go back over here, talk to Sienna. Ah, Vakama, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Sirius. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasions. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Excuse me. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. Yeah, he might pull a Rick O'Connell on you.